You're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, and you're listening to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Urbina. Don't forget to download your free AM 1220 KHTS app. And if you have questions for us, we love to talk to you. Give us a call at 661-298-5487. That's 661-298-KHTS. If we answer your question on the air, you go on a monthly drawing where you'll get a free one-on-one with me and Alex. So we were just talking about nutrition tip. And
one-on-one basketball or backgammon?
No, one-on-one, like, that's a good question.
Some coaching services?
One-on-one coaching services.
Awesome. Love that.
That's why I got you, because you always got me back.
I do got you back.
Because that could have been interpreted the wrong way. Thank you. We were just finishing off with the nutrition tip, and I'm going to read the back end of it because it's got some good stuff, and I want to get some input from Alex from your point of view. So my wife finished by saying, I replied, no wonder why you have no discipline when it comes to food, because you were told when to eat and how as a child, and now rebelling as an adult. A lot of the times weight loss is hard to achieve, not because you are not doing the physical part, but because you cannot master the eating part. So many of us have negative attachments to food, and we are not even aware of it or how greatly it is affecting our progress. I like to give my clients permission to forgive themselves first. That's good stuff, because I know 85% of what we do is nutrition and food. But
yeah, now that I'm really committed to this level of getting healthy, I'm realizing that getting healthy is a multifaceted component. It's not just working out, and it's not just eating. It's both of those, if not more components that really help you. So you can get spiritually centered, emotionally centered, grounded, and mentally centered and grounded. But if you're only doing one of them and you're not mastering the other part, one could be sabotaging the other, and that's what it sounds like. She basically is breaking down a possibility that there could be some dysfunctions in the way that she sees food, and some things that are going on psychologically that are sabotaging her in her commitment to get healthier, and that could be the eating habits. So having your wife point that out to her is a huge gift if the lady's willing to see it like that. I look at all feedback as a gift, and I'm really trying to see it from all different perspectives to see if I can, if the jacket fits. If I can fit that jacket on, then I see it as a learning lesson for me to overcome.
And the sabotage word is so huge, and I think that's what people do when we're talking about doing things one step at a time, or eat the elephant one bite at a time. When we start thinking too much into the future, it's just opening the opportunities to sabotage ourselves to before we even start. And you're going to hear some amazing stuff from the real heroes, and I later on in the show. And I will tell you, I think Andrew started at 390, Tom started at 380, Kyle I think was around 250. But what I can tell you, because I know you work with them as well, Alex, it's been a huge difference. And I really believe it's because they're not dealing necessarily the way most people would. Because you can imagine, most people at that weight are going to come into, I need to lose 200 pounds. Well, that's a big mountain to look at. That'll psych you out. So I'm sure you've been giving them the tools. Let's not look at the big picture. Let's take it one day at a time.
I think more importantly, by starting to work with me, I'm helping them become a little bit more patient when it comes to growth. And I think that in today's world, with the millennials and then the way that the world has evolved to, we're in this world of instant gratification. We're so used to getting things right away. We send a text message and we're upset that we haven't gotten a response in 3 minutes. And so, we want stuff now, and we become more of a nation of being stubborn. Like, I want it now. Why can't I have it now? And I hate to say this, but getting healthy, depending on how far you've tweaked the health bar, it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some patience and some kindness, some gentleness and some caring. And it's a process. You can't speed that process up. It's like having a plant and trying to get that plant to grow overnight 10 feet tall. It's just not going to happen. you're trying to defy the laws of physics. Well, getting healthy is a one moment at a time process, and that's why the rewards are granted so abundantly for those who have mastered the patience and the dedication and the hard work and the perseverance and pushing through, all the doubts and limitations and the fears and the excuses. They get the goodies because they were willing to be patient enough to embark on that journey and handhold it.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm a big fan. I use the Avocare products for not only all my family, but all my clients. But, people use different things to help them to get those goals. They can do weight loss surgery, all that stuff. But, even some people make the bad choices, that some athletes unfortunately make to get bigger, stronger, faster, quicker. But at the end of the day, no matter what you're doing, nothing replaces good hard work. It's not a magic pill, and like you said, these people are looking for a magic pill. It's, you're not just going to drop 100 pounds because you're on Avocare. You still got to do the work. You still got to show up at the gym. You still got to make the smart food choices and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think when people come into the gym we're all unconscious to some level, including myself. But if you're at a lower level of unconsciousness, it doesn't click for you that you have to work hard. I see some people at the gym still with their cell phones on, wanting to run their game and doing the workout customized the way that they like it, the way they think they need it, instead of saying, when I come in, coach, I surrender all my negative behaviors and bad habits to you. And I'm going to let you guide me, and I'm going to let you be the only voice of reason. And I'm going to let you be the only mentor in my brain that's going to guide me, because based on results up to this point, I'm not a very good coach when it comes to that certain part of my life. And so, there's a lot of, dysfunctions in us as human beings that get in the way of us really creating the results that we desire. And some of those are being on time, being open to possibilities, giving up control. We bring all those psychological, dysfunctions into our workout, and we're wondering why the scale's, still accurately telling you you're not doing a good enough job. Not like you're not good enough as a human being, but you're not giving it all you got. And I know when I step into the gym with you, man, you're like a beast. I love your commitment to have me win. Because I'm going to be honest with you, up until now, I haven't learned how to be that committed for me to win when it comes to health. And so it helps getting somebody that's really rigorous about you, wanting you to win more than you do. I think that's the key distinction. Find yourself a coach or a mentor that has this hunger, this deep hunger and desire to have you win more than you do, and then lock on them and let them put you on your shoulders for a little while and carry you until you're ready to jump off and start, digging down deep and running for yourself.
That's awesome, Alex, and I actually did a video of that, and I'm going to post that later on my site. Guys, you got to check it out and see a little more in depth of what Alex was talking about. But, I believe Alex is getting the results that he's getting because of exactly what he said. He totally does surrender himself. It's kind of like what I love about mine and Alex's relationship is I got all this passion and excitement, and I just got all these things to say, and it kind of blurt things out, and then Alex takes it and refines it and spits it back out in a way that makes sense. But, for years, it's just frustrated me like crazy because, just like you said, I just had somebody the other day, dude, they just reached out to me and they said, I know my body, I know how I'm this. You have to trust, this is a person who's come to me to help me to get them results. And they're saying, you have to trust that I know my body and what works for me. And obviously it hasn't been working for you because your results. So I love that. And it's like I've said to the class before, because it just makes me crazy.
And when people say that to me, I won't even work with them. Not from an arrogance place, but from a place of I'm not going to waste your time. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to waste my time. I know your time's valuable and my time's valuable, but we're not a match. I work with people that have a yearning to believe that there's a champion and a warrior inside of them, even if they don't know. But there's a sixth sense that there's one in there, and they want to discover it and find it. I'm ready to fight and battle for that. But you can't come to me and say, I think there might be one in there. If there is, let me know. No. I already know that I can't do the work for you. And you have to be willing to show up and be molded and trained and retaught some things. You have to be willing to let go of some of your own beliefs, the way you think it looks like, so that you can create new ones. Because think about it. If you already had that mindset, you would have already been creating those kinds of results. And I think what frustrates you is that they're already coming in telling you how you're going to run your program with them. They're already deciding that they're calling the shots. And I don't know how you do that if you even take that kind of a project on. But
well, as I'm working more and more with you, and I know where our life is going, and we're working on some really cool things down the road about doing things together, because I really think it's the complete package. I'm becoming more selective myself, and certainly with the clients, my private clients, I just let go a bunch of classes and just being more specific, with training and stuff like that, because the reality is I've always wanted to help everybody. That's my heart, and I know you have the same heart. We have the same heart. But what I'm realizing now from, talking with you is I want to save the world. I want to make a difference with, obesity and diabetes and high blood pressure. I want to help people to be the champions they were created to be. But what now I'm realizing, I've got to be intentional, because if I'm wasting too much time, and wasting's the right word. If I'm wasting too much time with people that aren't ready, I'm missing the people that are ready. I can help them to be champions, and then we can come back as warriors and then go back and find some more people who are now ready, because if they're not ready, they're not going to be ready.
Yeah, when you say I want to help everybody, my response is you can't help everybody. So, and the reason why is that you can't help everybody is because you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. So you have to be selective. You have to pre-qualify people, because your time is valuable. And when you spend 3 months, 6 months fighting for somebody, you want to pre-qualify them to make sure that they're not going to quit on you halfway through because they got a flat tire and they can't figure out how to go get that tire fixed to continue to be at those meetings. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to pre-select people that are hungry, that have a burning desire inside of them. Those are the ones that are going to fight and give you everything. They're not going to question what you tell them. Like when I get in the gym, there's times where you'll tell me, hey, let me know if you're tired. And the way that I look at it as, no, I'm not going to tell you when I'm tired. You'll know when I'm tired when I pass out. So
you almost did once.
And I'm gonna go until when I do that, I totally trust that with your wisdom, your intuition, your gut, your spirit, that you're watching me and that you're going to, okay, hey, I know you won't stop, so I got to stop you. Mm-hmm. And you've done that several times. She'll tell me, hey, you better get that drink of water. I'm like, I don't want water. You're like, you're going to need it. Then I go grab the water, because I know, like you said, if I tell you to get water, get it, because there's a reason, because coming around the corner, we're going to put you through some intense stuff. You're not going to have a chance to get water. Yeah. So that's what I love about you, is that you're always prepping me, and it's a great relationship, because we're dialed on the same wavelength, and we're really kind of just picking up what we're putting down.
And I think when I'm listening to you here, what I'm hearing right now, I'm getting a big aha moment of why, because when we first met, you said, I'm kind of like that pit bull, relentless, Doberman attitude, suck it up, do it. And you said you got to be compassionate for people and find that compassion in the right way, especially in a class scenario. But what I'm finding now with my privates, I'm now teeing it up, like you say, different. I'm having a pre-qualification thing. And when I tee it up right, they're either in or they're out. If they're in, they're getting greater success because I set it up right. And I know that because when I take you on or anybody on, or I don't take it lightly. In my world, I say, you were put in front of me for a reason, and I'm not going to answer to the big guy one day and say, hey, why didn't I help you? So when I get ready and I say yes, it's not just that 1 hour in the gym. I'm thinking about you. I'm sleeping about you. I'm dreaming about you. I put that much focus in. So, yeah, I get pissed off when you flake or stuff like that because I don't understand it. But now I'm having less of that because I do understand why it's important to pre-qualify. I know it sounds hardcore to people out there listening. Wow, but the real is we're just getting real. That's the name of our show. That's why a lot of people that are really successful hit rock bottom. They hit rock bottom and they just said, I am sick and tired. That is enough. I don't want any more. And they were at a point where they were ready.
Absolutely. And when you hit that rock bottom, you're willing to look at all possibilities, even the possibility that maybe I get in my own way. Maybe it's my stubbornness, my arrogance, my ego gets in that way. And so maybe I need to reach out to somebody and ask for help. But if I'm going to ask for help, I need to really listen this time and be coachable. I know we had a segment a couple of weeks ago about being coachable. Being coachable, it means that you're opening yourself up to see new possibilities that doesn't make sense to you. And so you're opening yourself up to trust that what somebody else is, with their experience and their wisdom, that they're laying it down for you from their playbook. It's like, imagine sitting down with one of the greatest, football coaches of all times and saying, I want to look at your playbook. And then you look at the playbook and go, nah, I don't like this one. Nah, I don't know about this one. This doesn't look like it's going to work for me. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
You got to be willing to go, I'm going to carbon copy this. I'm going to take a snapshot of all this, and I'm going to figure out how to make these play work. I'm going to figure out how to make this make sense for me.
It's, you've heard the different things like, if you want this, just look at that person and look what they've done to get there. It's really not that hard to be successful, but I know exactly what you're talking about because many times in class, and I've had those talks, I'll stop because, I'm showing people something how to do. I've got a room full of people that have, because I like to know the people I'm working with. And so I kind of have an idea of what the different goals are. And, I'm dealing with people that are 30, 40 years old. They've been working out all their life, and they're here because they're frustrated because they haven't got the results yet. And then I'm trying to show them something. I'm saying, pick up heavy weights, and they want to go pick up those 2.5 pounders that they've been picking up for the past 25 years. And I'm like, I'll have to stop the class and I go, let me ask you, what do you do? Oh, you're a painter? Okay. What do you do? You're a lawyer. Okay. What do you do? You're a teacher. So how would you feel if I hired you to paint my house and then I was like, no, you're not going to do that. Here's what you're going to do. Or I put you, my son in your class as a teacher, and then when no, that's not how you're going to, it doesn't make sense to
What's
me.
funny is that every entrepreneur that's listening to that story, they can identify with the frustration of having somebody hire you for your wisdom and your experience and then try to tell you how they want it done from their perspective of how they think you should do it, rather than saying, hey, this is what I'd like it for it to look like, and I totally trust that you'll create your version of it. I was just with a client last night, and I was talking to, it's a very powerful entrepreneur, and I said, you got to look at like you're the expert tattoo artist, and somebody comes to you with an idea, and then you take that idea and then you create your own idea out of it. That's usually what happens when you go for a tattoo. You totally pick that one artist that you love the way that they shade, or the way that you like their style. So you choose that person for a reason, but you don't tell them, I want it to look exactly like this. A lot of times you tell them, hey, you give me your rendition, your version of it, and I'm going to love it. And then you let the artist do their art. And then you enjoy the benefits of whatever the results are that they created. And I think every entrepreneur knows that. And so, being able to sit in front of somebody that also understands that, comes in with the mentality is, I'm turning everything over to you, including my thoughts. What I love most about working out with you is when I come in, sometimes you'll tell me, okay, this is the program we're going to run down. And I'll look at it and I'll look at you and I'll go, do you think I can do that? And you're like, of course you can. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad I asked you that so that I don't have to decide whether I think I could do it or not. I'm just going to take your word for it.
Right.
And 10 times out of 10, by following your lead, I'm stumped. I'm amazed that I can achieve what I'm able to achieve by taking your belief system in me and then implementing it.
Well, and the power of the mind, right? Look what you did. You did for me the other day. So we were in the gym, and there was this exercise that I haven't been able to do yet, and Alex hadn't able to do yet. And I said, I made an adjustment so we could do it, raise the bench up, put some dumbbells under it, and I said, we're going to get to the point where we'll be able to do that from the ground. And you looked at me and we said, we're going to do it today. And I was like, what? And you teed me up. You gave me what did you say? Because that was, dude, you tricked me. That was good.
I said, I want you to visualize your daughter on my back, and my daughter, I'll visualize my daughter on your back, and we're at the edge of the cliff. And I think because we're both dads, we dug down deep, and it was like, all right, we're putting everything aside, our fears, our doubts, all of our insecurities, and we were going to do it for our kids. And I think when we got into that mode, we surprised ourselves of what was capable or what was possible for us and what we were able to achieve when we decided that we were going to do it for something greater than ourselves.
But you put a twist on it because you put your daughter on my back.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And for me, a moment there when my daughter was tough. But when I was like, dude, I can't let him down. And we got up. It was amazing. It was really cool. So listen real quick, and then we're going to hear from the real heroes. I'm really excited. It's their way in. So my tree, Alex gave me homework because I was being very impatient. I showed up at a session, and you said, what do you want? I said, I want to be like you. And you said, go buy a tree. Right? And so I've been watching this tree, and then I came to him and I said, I don't know, I think my tree's dying. I don't know what's going on. And he was like, patience. So I was working on patience. This morning I woke up, and there was a flower that budded. I was like fired up, and you go, see what patience can do? So that was cool. So listen, guys, we've got the real heroes. We just finished the Avocare 24-day challenge. You've been watching the videos. They've been going crazy. We're going to hear from them, hear what the results are. So let's start with Andrew Delgado.
Hey, it's Andrew. Finished the 24-day challenge, and I am down 20 pounds and a total of 26 inches.
Wow.
And that's all around. Yeah, the pants clothes feeling looser, energy's up, and it's just from where I started to where I'm at right now, it's total complete change. And just overall, obviously, I'm feeling healthier, but just overall, even the mental state, used to dreading working out, like, oh, it's a workout day. Now, I told you on Tuesday, yesterday, okay, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we work out. So it's just a whole mental change, and it's really good. And from earlier, I like that the metaphor you used about the plant. It's not going to grow, in a day. You can't defy physics. So it's going to take time, and now here's to the next 24, and then here's to the next day.
Nice,
so
nice.
Thank you.
And it's almost like you guys now you guys are focused on one day at a time or one bag at a time.
Oh yeah,
these guys are out. These guys are outside carrying sandbags and hauling sandbags across the quad, stacking them up for no good reason other than to get a workout. I love that.
And as you just said that, I think there's almost a metaphor right there. As we're talking about one bite at a time, I didn't even think of that. I just came in here. We had all these sandbags set up because there might be an El Nino or whatever. But I can almost, as you were talking, I heard Andrew talking, that could be a great workout if you got to move these bags all the way there. And that's kind of the process, one bag at a time.
I feel like we're like working out with Mr. Miyagi because he's like, all right, I'm expecting him to pull his truck up next tomorrow and say, all right, you're going to wash all the windows with your feet. And
but you didn't even see the whole work. Wait till you see the video.
Is that supposed to work out like my calves or what?
Hey, wash on, wash off. All right. So, Tom, let's go. Let's hear from you.
Hey, this is Tom. Just finished the 24-day challenge, and I am down 20 pounds.
Wow.
And 31 inches all
31,
around.
31, nice.
And I'm just loving it. This is the longest I've ever gone as far as staying committed, and there's no way it's going to knock me down. I'm just going to keep going. Just loving it.
This guy when I was watching him outside, he has this look on his face like he's so determined. It almost looks like he's mad at somebody.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's this fire inside of him that he's just so determined that there's no way that he's not going to, complete his mission.
So we got 20, that's 40. Now, Kyle Jellings, he just dropped. Actually, Kyle just dropped, he had a baby. Congratulations. He's excited.
He didn't have a baby. His wife had a baby.
But he's telling everybody on Facebook he did. He's like, do you notice he's taking all the props for it? I did this, I did that. But seriously, he was trying to get in. Kyle is down 17 pounds.
Awesome.
We didn't measure his inches yet, but he was sharing some great stuff that he wanted to share with us today about how he's really noticing the difference in his life, like running back and forth with the baby and, those kind of little things we just take for granted we don't think about.
Yeah, I think that, you guys, making this commitment and taking yourself to the next level is inspiring everybody in the office.
And the one thing that I think is why I'm actually staying at it is I understand now that I didn't get this way overnight, and I'm enjoying all the little step goals that we're hitting, and it's just so cool. I mean, just little things, and
Like what?
I'm ready for the next and the next and the next.
Tell us
like,
some
for
about
example,
those
there
little
was
things.
one bad thing for Réal and everybody. I am now fitting in the last size shirt that I wore before, and there's about 30 Steeler shirts.
Oh my gosh.
And,
He wants to wear Pittsburgh Steelers, Justin.
and it's just is one. It may seem minute, but it's really I haven't fitted in years. And my mom would send me a shirt every year back from, because I am from Pittsburgh. A new shirt would come out. She sent it to me. It would go in my drawer, basically. And never wore it. So I'm taking the tags off shirts every day now because I'm wearing the size smaller. And it's like a victory, a small victory.
One of the things we talk about more importantly when you are working out or you create a goal is to have a big enough why. Your why has to be big. And I know, for Tom, he has a huge why. And that why is driving him to really dig down deep and to be that champion and be that warrior. Would you like to share what your why is? What's the reason why you're doing what you're doing?
Well, I want to be around for my family for much longer than, if I wasn't doing this. I'm sure I was heading on a collision course, health problems or whatever, and I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for me too.
You have this incredible love for your son.
I do.
And you know that he means the world to you, and I think that's what motivates you.
Yes.
Because you want to be around for his wedding day, and you want to be around to be grandpa for his kids. And,
of course.
And that's important to you, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
yes.
and that's why when you're in there and you're sweating bullets and you're digging down deep, looking at Réal with this really mad face, you're remembering why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It reminds me sometimes, there was a testimony I heard. It makes me think of you with your son, you with your mom, how your mom looks at it. And, this dad was really excited. He lost 100 pounds. It was an amazing journey he had. And he was all excited about this. This is the truth. This is a real one. This is a great testimony, a story. I know the gentleman. And he came in, he was all fired up, and he asked his daughter, he said, honey, look at me. Look, I'm 100 pounds down. Aren't you excited? And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was kind of hurt. And he said, what do you mean? He goes, you haven't lost any weight, Dad. You just got taller. And he was feeling better about himself. He was excited, man. When I was like, man, that just hit my heart, dude. Because she didn't see the weight loss, but she saw how he didn't feel good about himself, how he didn't carry himself differently. And
there's
like
that metaphor when you see somebody with confidence, they appear to be 10 foot tall. And I think that, you all of a sudden realize that you're somebody, you're important, you matter. There's a huge breakthrough in self-worth when you take on some of those challenges and overcome. You realize that you really do have what it takes to set out a goal and hit it whenever you want.
That's awesome. Good. Well, I'm proud of you guys. Good. You want to say anything, guys, to people out there who may be in the position you were a month ago?
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. It's one day at a time. But just start. Don't. You're not going to drop 100 pounds in a week. Have those small goals and just hit it. Each day comes. There's no future. There's no past, and you'll get there.
What about having a coach? What's your take on having a coach? Do you think you could have done this by yourself?
You can definitely not get this by yourself. I mean, there might be that anomaly out there.
No, there are a small percentage of people that they just get so They dig down deep and they're like, I'm going to figure it out on my own.
But it's easy to lie to yourself. It's not that easy to lie to somebody else. And
That's right.
Make excuses.
To have somebody hold you accountable.
Exactly.
Right? Or even have a workout buddy. I even suggest getting a workout partner.
That's huge. Do you guys feel that makes a difference having the team?
I think the support is huge. I mean, we support each other. We're working out together, and we're a team. And you included, Réal. I mean, you're part of our team, and you're guiding our way, and we're listening to you most of the time. And
all right, well, we're really proud of you guys. Listen, you're listening to your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. This is Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Urbina. We'll be right back.